Hey, us. Onegaishimasu.
Onegaishimasu.
Okay, just a little bit of loosening. Just let the spine release through the top. Really drawing the head up long, letting the weight sink. Feel all the time the spine lengthened. So no feeling of contracting at all, just lengthen. Knees are free. Okay, then come into rotation. Keep the length through the spine again. As well as rotating the hips, keep the shoulders rotating as well. And then just working the spine. We roll through it, wave. Let the movement pass all the way through the spine, right to the top of the neck, out through the head. And just keep the arms nice and soft, just kind of glued to the body. And just start to make it a little bit bigger. Arms, let them come out. Yeah, so think about what you're doing is bowing the spine. So you're going to bow it to the front and then out to the back. Nice big movements. Try and involve as much of the spine as possible. Curling to the front and bowing to the back. Just make it as deep as you can to the front and to the back. And just coming back to making it flexible. You rolling through it. And feeling of releasing down. You go. Down. Let it drop. Down. Down. Try not to lose a sense of the ground, so you don't want to throw the body up and then push it down. Keep the sense of weight's always draining down. So whether you're at the top or down, just a matter of how much the hip's going to hinge. So just let the hips really lead the motion. The knees are always unlocked, so you don't want to stiffen the knees. And then just start to open it out into this movement. Let the arms just swing through. And the weight's draining back all the time. Think about the body just hitting the ground as you go. Okay, give it a try. Let's see. Good. So. Okay, good. There we go, nice. Good. Good. Okay, good. And try and feel the mobility in the movement. You've got the down, And you've also got the, what you don't want to do is throw the movement into the arms and the shoulder. So you don't at this point to throw the body forward. So keep the feeling the mobility is really the hip. So the hips constantly free as you get to this position, feel the hips free to release it. So feel that the movement's constantly stuck to the center of the body. So you're basically doing this movement again from the center, this, and then this. So feel that motion's going to come here. Imagine that the hands were pushing something heavy or working with something heavy. It's like you were pushing something down. You wouldn't be able to do it from the top. And the more I would increase it from the top, the more it would pull me out of the ground. So think about if you've got something heavy here, draining down the arms, this. So that movement's going to come from the center. This, here. So it's releasing in and out of the hip. So just imagine you've got something heavy. So the arms are not kind of swinging now. They're generating a kind of compression down. But the key is that the hip is creating that motion. Just feel that. You can also play with this where you just do a kind of pulse. There. 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 It's the same feeling you got when you do tiny hinko. This. I don't want to push it from the top. You want to sink it from the center. That's it. So you can do this with either kind of swing through or kind of pulse down. Okay, good. Yeah. Good. That's it. That's it. Good. And then just take it into a bit more of a form now. So what you do is you go here, this, rise up, and again the hips are going to raise the hands up. So feel that the hands don't raise and that this happens. Think that the hips raise up, and then you get to this position, and then drain them down, and you come into this kind of tiny ankle position. So you find the center line, press it through the center, here, and then drain it down. So collect it, lift it, sink it. Collect it into the center, raise it up, and then sink it down. Collect, raise, lengthen through the spine, and then drop it down that way. That's it. Okay, good. That's it. Okay, good. And then just take this top position a bit further, link it a little bit more to the elbow. So what you do is this, and then this. Open it out. So now the hands are going to turn upwards, palm upwards here, and then put the focus here into the elbow. This. Drain it down. So this up. Open it. So you're really opening the body as much as you can open the body. So you're going to this position, right up. And then from here, drain it down. And the hands are just going to engage with the hip forward. So you've got that position and then that. And just really feel that connection into the forearm there. So you've got that. That's it. So you've got these two ways of using the structure, pulling the structure out, and then aligning to the ground. So these two ways of using it, you're going to pull the structure out, sink it down. That's it. Good. That's it. And you'll probably find the breath naturally aligns to the movement. Generally speaking, when you've got the opening, pulling up movement, this is a breath in here, and then this is out. So you've got the structure basically dropping into the ground. So this is actually a kind of closing movement. So we do it as a kind of extended movement, but it's the body coming back into a closed position. So you've got a full opening, nice and full, and then let it sink down. So you've got a kind of expanded but open feeling at the end, and the body sinking down into it. Just try a few. So the breath, the body, really the breath and the movement are the same thing. Just going to go together. Boom. That's it. Okay, good, good, good. Yeah. Okay. Good, good, good. Okay, good. And then we'll just do this one, just to unlock the shoulders as well. So you've got this one, you're going to let the hands go around in circles. So just keep the feet shoulder width apart, raise the hands up, and then one goes forward, one goes back. So you've really got, in this case, let the shoulders really release. And think really about opening the back of what you're actually closing the back of the body as you're opening the front. So the front's really going to open. And you do it by closing the back, letting the shoulders sink down. So you go here, here, there. You're just going one way. So you're opening and closing the body. Again, the breath in, generally about here. And then the breath out as you sink down. Just to there. That's it, nice. Okay, good. Okay, good. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, good. Yes, there's a few variations on this one. Just try this one. So you go like this up, and then every time when you drop the hands, just let them sink down into the ground. So the arms are going to do this across the body, and then you pick it back up, switch the body, drain it down. So you've got the body fully sinking down into the ground. You want to feel the arms really release. We're going to do some Joe work. So this is really important for Joe work when we're doing these kind of movements. So think about you're really working the lateral line of the body and really opening it out, sinking it down, and let the arms really release. So there's no sense of holding the arm at this position. Let it drain. Really the same as this kind of one, but you're working out that line. Just let the arms go. Okay, good. Big opening movements. That's it. There we go. Good. Okay, see if you can keep the same, my connection's a bit unstable today. See if you can keep the same relationship with the shoulders and the hips. So this relationship, this. See if you can keep it here as you go up, down, across this. So that this structure is still the same. What you don't want to do is let this pull you out. So this is especially true for the ski work. You don't want the body to get being pulled out, the shoulders to get pulled out of the structure. So in this case, really get this sense, there's 2 points where that structure's really, the structure's always in this place, but there's 2 points which are very clear. This point here, and then this point here. The only thing that's really gone is the hip. The hip's really opened out in this point, but keep the shoulders basically falling into the base. And then you pick it up, drop it down. Pick it up, drop it down. Pick it up, drop it down. You should feel the structure just release. You'll get that kind of natural length through the structure if it can kind of sit into itself. Think of like stacks of dishes or stacks of plates kind of lined up. If I pull the plates out, the stack will start to unbalance itself. You'll start to add tension. Yeah, good. Oh, I can't see. That's it. Yeah, good. Okay. Okay. Good. So again, just playing with a little bit of structure now. What you're going to do is take a step with it. So we're going to play from the back side first. You're going to go in like this. So the body's going to come in from the back side, and then press through here. So you've got this full extension with the ski work. You're not doing this full rotation, but what you are doing is opening the body out now. So you go back foot, back hand, coils in, and then it continues it. Keep it open it all the way through. And you can do this just one hand.
Beer.
It's useful in this case to keep, hopefully you can see, useful in this case, you can keep this hand on the center, so you've got this coiling through. This, and then this. Just keep it going. So you've got a really kind of, again, you've got this kind of really tight connection with the arm. Big movement. That's it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, you've got two ways with this. You've got the 𝒉𝒂𝒕, which is coming down this way. And in this case, you've got this movement, which is coming up and under. But either way, get this sensation that what's happening is a coil through the system. So it's really obvious. Usually when we're doing this, it's actually smaller in the techniques. But in this case, this winding through this, and then continue that movement. This coils in. So it's not just a case of getting that position and then pushing it in. You're actually winding through it all the time. It's kind of winding in. Again, if you think also about your 𝒉𝒂𝒕, you can do the same movement. Just comes over the top this way. But again, you've got this wind through the structure. Goes all the way through it. So think that the hips are constantly pressing in this kind of vector, rolling in. Yeah. That's it. Good. That's good. And then you've got the same, works with the 𝒉𝒂𝒕. So you've got the front foot, front hand. What you're going to do is two movements now. The first one is to roll back this position and then coil it up, step it in this way. So you've got this position neutral, you wind it back, coil it up, and then press it in this way. So the hand now, rather than doing that, is doing that into the ground. So nice and stable, it goes up, palm up, coils in, and then it goes right over. Again, make it as big as you like. There, and then you come into that position this way. Yeah. Again, think about this kind of central axis running through the body. You're really moving around it. Yeah. Good. Big movement. Yeah. Yeah, good. Yeah, exactly. Great. Okay, and then the next one is to wind through it backwards. So in this case, you can think about katate-dori or marote-dori. But in this case, just do it like this. You go wind in and then coil out to the back. So it's much more of a spiral now, but you've got the same feel. You unlock it and press it in this way. So you've got the same, again, this connection. You're just really rotating the body through now. So you go here, this, coming in, this, coming in this way. And you can play a little bit with the handwork. You can do this down, you can do this here, you can even do it here in this way. But the mechanics are the same in this part. This, coming in this way. That's it. That's it. Good. There we go. Nice. Okay. Okay, good. And then the last one to play with is think about entering and rotating into it. So what you do now is rotate into it this way, and then you open it out this way. So it's a big, big, big movement now. So you can do this a few ways, and you can also do this with the back on. So you can go in, around, over this way. But think about really now expanding this motion where you coil in, and then open it out this way. So big, big, big movements. I want to keep the same sense of this kind of connection. I don't want to now start to roll the body out in a way. So I don't want to turn, I don't want to spin around the axis. I want to really enter into the middle of it. This. And there's tons of techniques you can think of where we use this kind of motion, especially these rotadori movements. You come in like this, or rotadori. Goes this way. This. Just play with it a little bit. You're going to enter in, rotate. I think all the time this closing, expanding, closing and opening. That's it. There we go, there we go, there we go. Good. That's it. Good. Nice. Good. Okay, take a joke. We're going to look a little bit at Suburi. Okay, so we just start here, just working from the first Suburi. Just here, again, whole body movement, engage and coming through. Nice and relaxed, coming back to the ground. Really see this as two parts, so thrusting in and coming back, really containing the body again. And expanding out and coming back. And back. And back. Okay, good. Good. So we'll look at these kumijo. The first we'll look at is number 2, but I want you to look at 2 and 3. They're really a set. So 2 and 3 are kind of partnership. They both involve wedging on and off the line, and they're really close contact forms. So 2 and 3 are very close, and they each involve this kind of triangulation off the line. So the very first movement you do in number 2 is from here. You've got a thrust coming to the throat. So what you do is wedge back, and you find this movement here. So it's a parrying movement. You come back, and you find this position. So it's wedging off the line, and then thrusting back in this way. So you've got think you've got a ski coming to the throat, right to the throat. You've got this comes to the back, and then from here skiing in this way. Just give this first movement a try. So you wedge back, thrust back to the throat. That's it.
And Michael, are we guarding to the right-hand side?
Your left. So in this case, the thrust coming here, you go this way. So if I'm facing this way, it's to this side. This way. And thrusting back in. Yeah, don't go the other way because then I'm going this way. Think that you've got the Joes coming in. I've got a Joe. The Joes coming in here. See, like this. The Joe's coming in this way. So what I'm trying to do is just guide it away from the throat. Just guide it away. And then the aim of that thrust is to come back in. So you guide it away and then thrust it back. So you're trying to guide the Joe this way and then thrust into it. This way. Thrust into it this way. That's it. Okay, yeah, good. Oh, don't do that one. There we go. Yeah. Okay, good. There's one main point with this one is that as you go, what you'll find a lot of people do is they wait to get to the end and then do this with it and make it into a block. See, this initial thing is really making contact with the Joe. So what the key thing is that I can't have one hand on the Joe when I'm making the connection, because if I make the connection like this and it's just one-handed, the Joe will just be either pressed away or pressed into the body. So I need 2 hands on the Joe, but it doesn't matter where that second hand is. So I'm not trying to get to the end of the Joe and then make the block. This is too slow. So you want, in a sense, as you go through, the contact's going to be here. So just think at that point, you've got a very fast ski because the attacker in this point is just here. So the thrust is going to come in this way. So I've not got a lot of time to kind of pick the Joe up and then get put it this way. What you've got to do in a way, you're hijacking your reaction, which is to do this, to do that. So the ski's going to come to that. So what I need to do is get that feet at that and straight into it. And then as you find that position here, you're going to find the back, and then thrust in. So it's actually 3 movements: that, contact, that, and then back. But in practice, it's really just one, that. But you've got to, in a sense, make this into a little bit more subtle. Contact, find the back, thrust in this way. That's it. Yeah, exactly. So we'll build up the rolls as well. So we'll go to the attacking side. So the attacker initiates this movement. You're in 𝒕𝒂𝒿. You go for the throat. So this is a high ski up this way. So the first movement is that, right up. This gets defended, so it gets parried, and you're in this position. And then this is open for your throat here. So you've got one thrust in. This gets parried out, and then this is coming towards the throat this way. Okay? So you've got high thrust that gets parried, and then towards the throat. And just really imagine that thrust kind of coming in towards the face. That, and it comes to that way. So you get one high thrust, it gets parried, and there's a kind of return. That's it, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, good. Okay, so these are getting really close contact. So what you find with these is not only the wedging happenings, but the distance is getting closer and closer. They're very short forms. So what happens, you start kind of here, you wedge out, and then you kind of come in together like this. So there's no kind of pull back or forward as you get in number one a little bit. So what happens in this one, you're at the attacking side, you thrust in, this gets blocked. And then what you would normally do in this kind of things is kind of pull back. But what you do in this one is actually go in. So you come into this position. So you're going right around the block. So this needs it's a slightly strange movement. You go here, it gets pulled out, and then the thrust come into the body this way. I go in on a wedge. And then you're in this position. What you do is go here, here, and then you strike low for the leg. So the closest target to me, or the obvious target, is the knee. So you go high, gets parried. This comes to the throat, and you go here in this position. So that spine's gonna wedge out, and then from here change it, find the back foot, and you find the strike in the leg this way. So this is it's a 𝒂𝒂𝒃𝒃, but a very strange one. This, and then this. A 𝒂𝒂𝒃𝒃, sorry, it's a 𝒂𝒂𝒃𝒃, but it's a low one. That's it.
Michael, does that make it a lower 𝒂𝒃𝒃?
Lower 𝒂𝒃𝒃. 𝒂𝒂𝒃𝒃, it's a low 𝒂𝒂𝒃𝒃, higher lower 𝒂𝒃𝒃. Yeah, tricky one. Tricky. Yeah. So later what you do with this form, you don't make contact with the block, so you're looking to get here and then straight around to the leg. But for the basic, what you do is allow the block to make contact. So you want the hands in this position. As you make the block, you want the hands supporting it. If I go to this position and the pressure's on, it's just not a position I can really hold. Now you're not going to hold it in the combat application, but you're going to want to have it here so that it feels like this is supported. And then from here, the change is the hip coming in with the leg. So again, it's about integrating the body work together. So there's a real adjustment in the body as you do it. So you go here, one, this gets parried, two, and then the whole body, three, goes right to the side this way. And you're striking right for the side of the knee. So it's a very deep move. That's it. That's it, good, nice. That's it. And then we'll just, as we're here, we'll do this the next attack from here. So you've got the thrust high, the parry, over to the side. The whole body now goes through. Yeah, and then from here, nice and balanced, you press through with a 𝒂𝒂𝒃𝒃. That's the final movement in this case. Goes here, one, here, two, three, four. Thrusts in this way. And this thrust is to the rib, side of the rib. So it goes one, here, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five. That's it. Yeah, exactly. Good. Nice. Good. Okay, so we go back to the defending side. So in this case, again, you've got the thrust coming to the throat. You roll back, find the end of the jump, thrust in here. So now you've got the person wedged off the line, and they're going to come for the front knee to take the front knee out. So you've got a strike that's coming in, descending in an arc, and it's going to hit the knee this way. So all you've got time for from this position to do is wedge off and meet the jump this way. So you go from this position, and really imagine the Joe's coming in, taking the knee out here. So you've got to meet it here, this way. So the body needs to be really kind of hung down to this kind of position. So you've got the movement here, starts here, goes 1, 2, 3. Goes to that position. You really want to feel settled into the ground, like you can really absorb a strong impact. Go to 1, 2, 3. And lowers that way. That's it. Yeah, let's go that point. Yeah, and really think what you're meeting is a force that's coming in this way. So you've got a force that's coming in this way. What you need to do is meet that force by really stopping it. What you can't do in this case, although it looks like it's possible, is to do that, just that. Now, if I'm in this position as this happens, the actual the structure's pretty strong this way, not so bad, but any kind of horizontal force this way will blow the Joe out this way. So it will totally get blown back. Okay, so there's 3 options you've got at this point. You've got that position. I've got a position where I can take up a strong position against the arc coming in, and I can take that position here. So I can do a big wedging rotation. You'll see the original form in the books actually goes to this position and then goes to a strike to finish, rather than finishing with a steep. But this is taking a wider position. It's different from the form we've got now, which is taking a wedge there. So you want to wedge it, but you don't want to be too narrow with it. So really, again, imagine a force that's coming in this way into the Joe, and you should feel that the Joe can absorb it. It shouldn't feel like that this can get blown away. So imagine you're meeting the forces coming in this way, this, and you go into that. That's the next bit. Just see if you can imagine that force coming in. You should feel stable. That's it. That's good. That's it. Exactly. Good. Exactly. There we go. Good. And then the final move is another wedge. So you've got wedging very slightly, coming to hit now, wedging to the right side. And now if you remember in the partner practice, you've got the person they've struck. They're going to withdraw straight away and go for the stomach, because in making this position here, you basically leave an opening for the stomach here. So what you do now is wedge off the left side, and you find the thrust of the ribs this way. So you've got the person they've attacked here. They're going to withdraw and come straight in. So their final attack is to wedge off this line here and strike for the ribs this way. So it goes like this. It goes 1, 2, 3, wedge to the right, 4, wedge to the left. It's good. And normally, because in practice you can't make the full strike because you're very close in the end, but in the solo work you can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Goes there. right back. There we go. Good, good. Great. Very good. Nice.
Keep going.
There we go. There we go. Good. Okay, good. So just play with the two forms together now. Do the attacking roll and do the defending roll. So the attacker starts in the 𝒕𝒂𝒊𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒃, goes up, gets parried in. So nice basic form here for the leg and then for the stomach. And then the defending roll starts down, rolls back, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're back in the attacking roll. There we go. Okay, good. So go back to just the attacking roll, and we'll just make it a little bit more flexible now. So the key with the flexible work is focusing on the compressions into the footwork. So prioritize footwork over the kind of arm work. Allow the arms just to follow the structure. So you train in the basic form to really let the arms follow. So you've got now this gets carried, now goes straight into this. So just work your way into the form. It goes here, here. And then I really want to feel that I enter the foot into the attack this way. So just play with it nice and slow, work it at your own level, and work in the basic as well. So the key is really feeling that you land the weight that. So it doesn't have to be slow, it doesn't have to be fast, it's actually better it's not. And it's not a focus, it's not a practice of speeding up, it's a practice in shifting the quality of the movement. And the key is try and keep the same precision that you've got in the basic. Just let it flow a little bit more. Oh, terrible. Maybe I try.
Michael,
Go.
me again.
Here again. Go ahead.
Yeah, in this whole session, my biggest problem is when we go down to block, and then we go to 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂.
Yeah.
Like if you're here, then you're already walking in, and the 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 falls really nice and neat, and you can power. You're behind it and on and on. But where am I here under? It feels less powerful because it's almost from the side, you know, it's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't really feel the power of the 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂. I mean, it is, but not as powerful as the, you know, usual one, because this, I'm not really behind it. I'm trying to, but I don't have, then I have to turn and it's too late and, you know.
Yeah, the trick, you want to, I mean, don't think, the problem, if you think about power, I mean, you're hitting a very specific target, which is the side of the knee. So if you think about the necessary power to hit the knee and distort it, that wouldn't be so much. So you know, it's not like you're not in a way where I want to deliver a fatal blow, which has to be like mega powerful. You actually only need like a couple of pounds into the knee, you hit the right place with the tip of the jaw, and boom, you will just take it out. So don't assume that you're hitting a solid object. You're actually hitting something that's gonna distort. And actually, I'm looking to just take the knee out in a way where you collapse the structure. So, but having said that, you do need the structure behind it. So
Yeah.
I'm in a very strange position. So now the problem is the leg as you go in, because if I go in something like that, then I'm totally out of the structure. So then the jaw will come from the side. So that will be my option. But what I want to feel is I actually spiral into it. So you've got a sense, what you need is a sense, you've got that position. You want to sense that it's one motion. So you want to feel that you're creeping into it this way. So the strike's being delivered from this position, there, in that kind of way. But it really needs the body kind of cutting behind it. Otherwise the structure is totally kind of compromised as you go.
But even though the feeling is a bit strange, isn't it?
Even
though it's not the same. It's like something is missing. It's like, even I do get this, it feels like either way the attack is coming from the side. You know, it's not like, I don't know, it's not like boom. It's more like, even if I spiral, something is missing there. I mean, I don't know.
And also thinking that I'm being forced into this position. So it's not a position I actually want to go into. Well, I want to do my attack, but it's a strange position where I've got really no choice. So I've got to go into that position to kind of protect myself. So I'm looking to get into that position and then around. So it's not a, in a way, it's not a preferable position. It's not ideal. Yeah, it's not ideal, but I should still have that structure behind it. So but that's the problem with it. So these are the problems in the kumijo, to feel those kind of.
Okay, so I'm not the only one who's feeling it. So I was thinking, is it my body or what?
But it's a complex movement. It's a really complicated movement. So it's good to know it's complicated.
Thank you. I'm back.
Yeah. Exactly. No problem. Yeah. Oh.
Is there a flavour of Koshinagi in this?
Oh, maybe.
Hint, an aroma.
Maybe a little bit. Hint. Hint. Yeah.
Also I think this is much more reminiscent of Katate Tomauchi because it's like a circular movement to some extent.
Yeah.
But you are
Stretching
that
along.
way and you rise instead and then
Yeah.
somewhat circular.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's got a similar, yeah.
Yeah, that.
Like this.
Yeah.
Oh, I know the problem. A lot of, just watch the elbow. So if my elbows don't hang down, my elbows do this is where I'll get into a problem because I'm basically split out. So if this elbow's like this and this elbow's out, then anything I do will now be like this. Yeah. So it will really come from the side. So think that you've got the same position as this, where the elbows hang down, but the structure is out. So what's going is the hip. So the hip's doing this. The hip's really falling side. Again, it's a reaction response to the jaw coming towards the face, and you do that. So the response to it is that, not to do that, something like that. So the whole body's going to go like this, but that means the elbows are going to hang down in the structure. So you go there, this, and then imagine the skis really coming towards the face. This is the response. It's to really get out of the way. But I need to be landing into the structure. And then you come to that position. Whatever. But just feel that kind of lean is going to come from the, well, that motion is going to come from the hips. Otherwise, it comes from the head and distorts the structure totally. Really watch this, the elbow, the position of the elbows. Go right down. Yeah, there we go. That's it. There we go. Boom. Yeah. Okay, just go back to the defending roll. Again, so keep it a little bit flexible. So you've got this coming in. And you just want to now make it a little bit more flexible. So again, focusing on the compressions in the feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. So really going into the footwork now. So the basics really set you up properly for the compressions, but you want to just hit the feet now. Bum, 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 bum. That was that way. Whoosh. What was that way? Just a really tight form. Yeah. Whoosh. Oh. Okay, good. It's one of my favorite variations in the Kumijō. So it goes like this. You go back, this. Now it happens at this point. So now rather than wedging off this way, finding the ski, what you do is you enter the body in and you find the back this way. So you're going to strike with the back end of the joke. This is a really versatile variation. You go 1, 2, 3, and then the whole body in goes this way. What you're doing is you can do 2 things with this. Or you can do a few things. the main target you're going to head for is this front arm, because you've got the person in this position. What you normally do is hit the ribs. What you're going to do now is crunch onto the top of the arm this way, just above the elbow joint. So this is a really suppressive movement. You guys get 1, 2, 3, 4. So the whole body's driving down through the tip of the jaw. Real nice movement for the hip.
And your hands?
Yeah.
Your hands are like that. You don't.
Yeah, the hands stay as they are. So they're in this position, and then that. So they're in this position here.
Okay.
Yeah. The other thing, just watch the body work. So you go here, you block this. You use the same angle, so that angle, but I access it from a different way. So I go here. So you go this way. So you're going right across. You're not staying on this line. So you're not doing this. You're doing, in this case, the body goes here, this way. So it's a kind of leaping movement. It's here, and then this foot releases this. This foot releases this. You can also take this one, goes right to the top of the head. It goes for the teeth. For the teeth this way. You go block, and then you hit the body this way. Goes this way. So it's one really delivered by the whole body through the tip, and you basically choose your target. Dun, dun, dun. That's it. There we go. And just right, the last few, just go from this position. So it's just to practice the form of it. So you can obviously go with the ski this way. So the body's going to go here, here. Then you've got basically two variations for this. You've got one where the body comes in. I use the back end of the jaw and I press down. So the body's been delivered down. The weight of the body's going through the ground this way. The other one is to strike with the tip of the jaw out. So you're striking and traveling the jaw through. So this is going either for the side of the head or right for the teeth to cross across this way. So you've got one which is using the jaw to finish with a thrust. You've got one which is suppressing down. And you've got one which is a strike through the tip this way. So they use the body in very different ways. So just try these three last few movements. You've got a thrust. You've got a suppression down. And you've got a strike which blows across this way. So similar uses the body, but distinct as well. And just think about the function of it. Go. There we go. That's it. Good. Oh, okay, good. We didn't get time to look at number 3. We'll look at 3 another time, but it's a kind of partner to this one. So they involve this wedging action. Nice moves and really close quarters when we do them in partners. So that's that. Domo, arigato, gozaimashita.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you,